What a crowd. Welcome, everybody. I'm Mark Cooper with the leadership team here at Ohio Dominican University, and it is great to have you with us on this incredible day. Ohio Dominican University is pleased to bring members of this community together to celebrate the deployment of these solar technologies, which will impact our students, faculty, and staff across campus for a long time to come. We're glad to welcome our distinguished speakers today. If you can hold your applause, we'll introduce them each when they come up to speak. But Mayor Ginther from Columbus, Mark Hughes from DC Solar Freedom, Columbus City Councilman Shannon Hardin, our own President Robert Gervasi, and student Katie Spatel. We also welcome several special guests. Michael Stevens, the Chief Innovation Officer of the City of Columbus, is with us today. Mike. Mark Patton, the VP of Smart Columbus for the Columbus Partnership, and Jordan Davis, who is the Director of Smart Columbus for the Columbus Partnership. Please give a round of applause to our special guests. As you know, Columbus is America's smart city, selected as the winner of the U.S. Department of Transportation's 2016 Smart City Challenge. As such, Columbus was awarded a $40 million grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation and a $10 million grant from Vulcan Incorporated to make Columbus a national model for connected mobility and a leader in electric vehicle adoption. When the Smart City Challenge was announced, DC Solar Freedom committed to the U.S. Department of Transportation that it would make an in-kind donation of $1.5 million of its solar technologies to the winning cities, universities, and public agencies. Today, through the generosity of DC Solar and the partnership of Smart Columbus, we are gathered here to dedicate Central Ohio's first deployment of DC Solar Freedom technologies. In fact, as you can see by the cord, the entire event today is being powered by our new solar generators. As Central Ohio's Catholic University, founded by the Dominican Sisters of Peace, we always begin these events with a prayer. And so to offer today's blessing, please welcome our Vice President for Mission and Identity, Sister Joan Franks.
Thank you, Mark. 2 years ago, Pope Francis issued his reflections on the care of the earth, the care of our common home. And of course, in this, he actually made a recommendation to utilize solar energy. And in this letter, written to the whole world, which we call an encyclical, he began the letter with the words Laudato Si. Laudato Si, which means praised be to you. And these are the first two words of a song written by St. Francis of Assisi. So I thought I would just read to you the first verse of this song. Praise be to you, my Lord, with all your creatures, especially Sir Brother Sun, who is the day through whom you give us light. And he is beautiful and radiant with great splendor. Of you, Most High, he bears the likeness. I'm sure St. Francis is rejoicing today, thanks to our ability to convert energy from sunlight to electricity, and now we have Sir Brother Sun working even in the night, not just during the day. And so we pray. You, O Lord, are our light and our salvation. You are the one who makes our darkness bright. You enlighten our eyes to see your works, our minds to embrace your truth, our wills to accomplish your plans. And so we ask you, Lord, to bless all those who have collaborated in this project. As the darkness of our campus is dispelled, dispel the darkness of our hearts by the light of Christ, your living word, that we may walk as children of light and build a world of justice and peace. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sister Joan. And this really is a story of a wonderful collaboration. And it is my great honor to introduce the mayor of the city of Columbus to give you the big picture on how this all came about. Please welcome Mayor Andrew Ginther.
What a great day in the city of Columbus. We are thrilled to be at Ohio Dominican and to President Gervasi and Mrs. Gervasi, who I just had an opportunity to welcome personally. Welcome home. And we are thrilled to have you back here in Columbus, leading this dynamic institution, which means so much to Columbus's past, present, and future. We're thrilled to be here. And Mark Hughes and DC Solar, we couldn't be more excited about this partnership and what it's going to mean for communities throughout the city, starting right here at Ohio Dominican. And to Chairman Harden, Shannon Harden, who is a great ally for our work in Smart Columbus, a great ally, a great advocate, and someone that has been with us every step of the way. You know, as the winner of the Smart City Challenge, we've committed to becoming the model for connected cities of the future, believing that mobility is the great equalizer of the 21st century. We see Smart Columbus as the means to an end, giving our residents greater access to jobs, health care, child care, healthier food options, and better quality of life in an inspired, well-connected community. Sounds like the kind of place you'd want to raise your kids and grandkids in. Through Smart Columbus, we're transforming our neighborhoods and our infrastructure, thinking differently about how we get from here to there, and future-proofing both our economy and our workforce. This means we have an opportunity to learn new skills before the rest of the world and prepare the next generation of engineers, designers, and technologists for the careers of tomorrow. Our institutions of higher learning play a critical role in preparing our people and our city for the future. And that spirit, between the City of Columbus, our Smart Columbus effort, and Ohio Dominican, that spirit is well represented here today. As Mark mentioned, DC Solar committed to the U.S. Department of Transportation that it would make an in-kind donation of $1.5 million of its solar technologies to winning cities, universities, and public agencies. Since our win, we've had the opportunity to work with DC Solar and to learn about the technologies you see here today: electric vehicle charging stations, light towers, generators, and more, all powered by solar energy. And we identified a need and an interest for such technologies here at Ohio Dominican University. When DC Solar came to campus and learned about the safety, connectivity, and mobility needs that existed on campus, they determined they would make an in-kind donation of 24 mobile solar technologies, a more than $3.6 million value, and more than double their original commitment. Thank you to DC Solar. But their generosity doesn't end there. The DC Solar team is continuing to have conversations with universities and agencies across our community and is evaluating additional in-kind deployments that will benefit neighborhoods throughout our community. These generous contributions are examples of the Smart Columbus Accelerator Fund, coordinated and aligned financial and capital investments and technology deployments by the private and public sector that go beyond the grant dollars to complement, scale, and sustain Smart Columbus projects and programs well beyond the 3-year grant period. The Accelerator Fund was one of the key reasons Columbus was named the winner of the challenge, and it's a great example of the Columbus way, recognized by the Harvard Business School and others throughout this country, because Columbus does public-private partnerships better than any other community in the nation. Our ability to bring partners from across the community together to create a better future for our city. At the time of our application, the fund stood at $90 million. Today, the Accelerator Fund stands at in excess of $500 million. And we've made a very bold commitment to get to a total of $1 billion by 2020. A $50 million grant doesn't just become 90 million, 500 million, or $1 billion all on its own. It requires vision and commitment, dedicated and generous partners, which is why we're grateful today to DC Solar for being such an incredible partner to Smart Columbus and for making this generous contribution of resources and technology in our community, showing other neighborhoods in the city what Smart Columbus has in store for them, and also being that great laboratory of innovation to share with other cities across the country. It's an exciting day in the city of Columbus, and we're thrilled to be at Ohio Dominican with DC Solar to celebrate the beginning of our future together. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Ginther, and it is now my pleasure to introduce the Director of Community Partnerships from DC Solar Freedom, Mr. Mark Hughes.
Thank you, Mark. Good afternoon. What an honor it is to be here today. Really humbled by the words of Mayor Ginther. Let me begin by telling you just a little bit about DC Solar. I'm going to tell you about our mission, the reason we exist, and why I get out of bed each and every morning. We exist to promote a healthier planet by changing how people think and use solar power. Look around, harnessing the sun's energy to power an electric vehicle, to power this stage, the light towers out in the parking lot to make campus safety for everyone. In ODU, here we are. They bring to life everything we talk about in our vision and mission. So just touched by the campus here and their support of all that we do. You know, being here at Ohio Dominican University is special because we know that U.S. colleges and universities are home to many of the world's foremost thought leaders on sustainability. And it's here where leading edge innovation and usage is occurring. And although colleges and universities have taken up the mantle of unyielding advocacy for sustainability, oftentimes the capital costs associated with transitioning to renewable energy is insurmountable. Well, lo and behold, the owners of DC Solar, Jeff and Paulette Karpoff, they weren't willing to accept that fate. And so they founded DC Solar Freedom, a program that provides our products at low or no cost to colleges. It is their response to overcoming these economic barriers faced by the academic community. And as such, and as winner of the Smart Cities Challenge, DC Solar Freedom is committed to bringing our technologies to campuses throughout the Columbus region who share our commitment to creating a sustainable future. So that includes providing electric vehicle charging stations, the light towers you see behind you. Also on campus are personal device charging stations and generators for off-grid power during those times of emergency response. They're all solar, they're all mobile, they're all off-grid, and all at no or low cost to the college communities. You know, as I wrap up, I'm reminded of Pulitzer Prize-winning author Thomas Friedman and his reference to the generation of young people that I see out in the audience here today. He refers to them as the regeneration. And it's that youth today who will regenerate, renew, and reinvent America in a way that shows the world we can grow our standard of living in a sustainable, healthy, safe, and fair manner. It's you, the students, who are the business owners and leaders of tomorrow. And it's you who'll be forming the habits to use the products that I've discussed. So change starts right here in Columbus at the local level. We must be the change we wish to see in the world. You know, at the outset of my brief remarks, I did mention how honored I am to be here, but it's more than that. All of us at DC Solar are inspired by our new partners here in the Columbus community, and especially the leadership role demonstrated by Ohio Dominican, for them bringing renewable energy to this campus and reinventing mobility. We're in awe of Mayor Ginther and the Smart Columbus team for your vision, your enthusiasm, and most of all, your action. They give us great hope for the future, and we're proud to be your partner. Thank you for letting us share in your success, and God bless.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you for all that DC Solar Freedom is doing for our campus. Our next speaker was a driving force in Columbus's efforts to win the Smart Cities Challenge. Please welcome City Council member Shannon Hardin. As soon as I can turn the page.
Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon. It really is an honor to be here today to celebrate investment and partnership in Columbus. Thank you, Mark and DC Solar. You today are being a blessing to an institution, to a city, certainly to Ohio Dominican University, who has blessed so many folks and is a blessing to our community. Thank you to Mayor Ginther for his leadership and partnership as a Columbus City Council member. And thank you to the airlines for your travel and engagement in our city. It's funny. I used to say the great thing about council is that I get to serve as chair of the Transportation, Public Service and Transportation Committee and get to see the investments that we're making in infrastructure every day. But transportation is changing. There are so many emerging technologies and opportunities literally surrounding us today. Columbus is becoming a living laboratory where we can test new technology in controlled manners and learn from our false starts and from our successes. Right now, we are surrounded by the latest energy and mobility solutions, technologies that will help students like Ms. Katie and staff here at ODU on this campus get home safer and move about campus in a more sustainable way. By creating this environment where students have access to and can learn from advanced, sustainable technology, we are creating a culture not only that will lead these students to demand smarter and cleaner technologies in the future, but will also lead them to invent their own technologies that will help create the future. I am so thankful to the many partners who make Smart Columbus possible. To our partner, Mike Stevens, from the city, to the folks at Smart Columbus, to Jordan Davis, my good friend. It is really neat to see how these things come together and to get to be in partnership with an institution like ODU and with Dr. Gervasi to make sure that we can see these things as they're happening, see these technologies, see these investments. It means a lot. Again, I'm so grateful to DC Solar and to Mark Hughes for this investment. We're going to keep on moving forward. This is what this Smart Columbus is about. It's about technologies and about the future, about growth in a city and a region that understands partnerships and understands what these new technologies can mean for our communities. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Councilman Hardin. It is now my great pleasure to introduce the 16th president of Ohio Dominican University, Dr. Robert Gervasi.
Mayor Ginther, Councilman Hardin, members of the Board of Trustees who are here today, Smart Columbus representatives, our partners from DC Solar Freedom, Dominican Sisters of Peace, and members of the Ohio Dominican community. This truly is an exciting day for the Ohio Dominican University community It marks a major step forward in our sustainability efforts and our commitment to protect God's creation. As Sister Joan reminded us in her prayer and in her quotation from Pope Francis, as we are called to do as a Catholic Dominican University, and as all of us are called to do as brothers and sisters on this fragile planet. Across our campus, the distinctive solar panels on these 24 clean power stations signal to our campus family and to our neighbors in the Columbus community that we share the goals of the Smart Columbus initiative, to be a model to the world in our efforts to reduce carbon emissions and encourage our students, faculty, and staff to be vigilant in their daily lives to reduce, reuse, and recycle. In fact, our newest campus safety vehicle, recently purchased, is an electric car. So these charging stations, as Dominicans, we believe very strongly in the value of contemplation, and the airport helps us practice what we preach. So these charging stations will provide us with a convenient, clean way to recharge our own vehicles with no impact on the city's power grid. I want to give special thanks to Columbus Senior Project Manager for Smart Columbus and Downtown Projects, Bud Broughton. Bud, who made the first contact with us and brought the representatives from DC Solar Freedom to campus. It was a conversation that will have lasting impact on our campus. And I also have to publicly thank Mark Cooper, our Vice President for Marketing and Public Relations, for being that first ODU contact that led the conversation and made it go to where we see today. So thank you, Mark. The conversation with DC Solar Freedom was originally about locating a few solar car charging stations on our campus, but when we became aware of other options, specifically the solar light towers you see throughout the parking lots, we realized we had an opportunity to address a long-standing concern to add more lighting to improve the safety and security of our students, faculty, and staff, and visitors, of course. In addition, as any student will tell you, the appetite for mobile device chargers on a college campus is limitless. So these mobile charging stations give our students an endless supply of renewable, clean energy for their phones, tablets, and laptops. So we're thrilled about the impact this will have on the lives of our students and the example it will set, the impact it will have on our faculty, staff, and future visitors to our campus. But I hope, Mr. Mayor and other leaders throughout Central Ohio, that this initiative will demonstrate that Ohio Dominican University doesn't just want to receive, we want to give. That's another quote from St. Francis of Assisi. We are ready and willing to engage in future innovative and collaborative projects. We are small, but we are energetic and we are determined. We are just a few minutes from the heart of Columbus and from John Glenn International Airport. We will respond nimbly and decisively when opportunity knocks. So please, come a-knocking. Thank you all for coming. We look forward to seeing you on our campus often. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gervasi. Here at Ohio Dominican University, our students are the focal point of everything that we do. So we wanted to provide you with the student perspective about what all of this means for us. So we invited a sophomore environmental science major from right here in Columbus, a DeSales grad. Please welcome Katie Spatel.
Thank you, Mark. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone involved with this project, Mayor Ginther, Councilmember Hardin, and the City of Columbus, the Smart Columbus Initiative, President Gervaisi, and the ODU leadership team, and DC Solar Freedom for making today happen. One of the reasons I'm so excited about this initiative is because of my passion for sustainability issues, a passion that has existed since I was in kindergarten. In fact, the passion is one of the main reasons I've decided to major in environmental science here at ODU. When I found out that ODU was awarded all of the solar equipment, I was thrilled, not just because I want to take advantage of it as a student, but also because this is another step toward protecting our planet. And someday, I'll be giving it to my kids and grandchildren, a clean, healthy place to call home. I am so excited to be attending a university that not only says they're committed to protecting the environment, but they also show it. The fact that we were able to work so quickly and decisively with everyone involved to take advantage of this outstanding opportunity shows this commitment. These solar-powered lights, car charging stations, and device charging tables are the newest addition to ODU's Green Initiative, and their impact will be huge. The solar panel stations not only promote environmental friendliness, but campus safety. I'm already excited to use the device charging stations between classes. So while this has most certainly enhanced my experience as a student here at ODU, I'm convinced that the equipment like this, which is right here, will help make the world a better and healthier place for all of us. So from all of us Panthers, thank you.
Thanks, Katie. As I prepare to wrap up here, just a little bit of housekeeping. Media members, our speakers will be sticking around out here for a media availability until you've asked all of your questions, so please feel free to follow up with them. For everyone else, we have refreshments in the community room, which is straight back underneath that slanted roof, so please stick around and have some refreshments. At 3 p.m., we have some special guests here from some other organizations, other campuses, I understand. In the Griffin Student Center, room 276, which is the building on the right over there, they will be doing a presentation about their technology, so please feel free to stick around for that. I'm not going to wait for him. Thank you all for coming. We have a saying on this campus, since we are the Panthers, that it's a great day to be a Panther. Today, it is an absolutely fantastic day to be a Panther. Thank you all for coming.